In an era of abundant, often conflicting data, memorizing facts has become an obsolete competitive strategy. Computers now handle the storage and retrieval of raw information. The modern vital skill is framing the right questions, the specific inquiries that guide technology to extract relevant context from vast datasets. Moving beyond old habits requires the beautiful question, an inquiry that is ambitious in scope, yet actionable enough to spark innovation. Between ages 2 and 5, children ask roughly 40,000 questions to build brain synapses. But as they move through formal education and into adulthood, that trajectory collapses. This decline is driven by systems that prioritize efficiency over exploration. Schools often focus on delivering mandated information for tests, while workplaces frequently view questioning as a disruption to authority or a waste of productive time. Reclaiming that curiosity produces measurable value. This simple, naive question, why aren't the players urinating more after games, led directly to the invention of Gatorade and the creation of a multi-billion-dollar market. Organizations that treat inquiry as a challenge to the status quo inevitably stifle the breakthroughs necessary to survive in a changing market. Systematic innovation follows a three-part cognitive framework: why, what if, and how. The why phase requires stepping back from the pressure of doing to adopt a beginner's mind. You must temporarily set aside expert assumptions to see the problem as it truly is. To reach root causes, use the 5 whys method. Asking why exercise leads to weight loss, but continuing the sequence reveals deeper motivations, moving from health to immunity, and finally to the core desire for the energy to live freely. Van Phillips used this phase to challenge standard prosthetic designs. By questioning why a fake foot was merely a block of wood and foam, he eventually developed the flex foot, changing how amputees move. Stepping back to question the status quo is the mandatory first step to identifying the actual problem that needs a solution. Once the problem is defined, the what-if phase begins. This involves mixing unconnected ideas to imagine wide-open possibilities without the immediate rush to judge feasibility. The how phase then narrows those possibilities down, focusing on the critical mechanics and the actionable steps required to build a solution. Transitioning from imagination to implementation introduces the risk of failure. Because breakthroughs often require multiple iterations, the philosophical question, what if I could not fail, is less useful than the pragmatic one, how will I recover if I fail? Navigating these final 2 stages is what successfully transforms abstract imagination into a tangible, executable reality. In a world of constant change, the comfortable expert is a liability. Survival now requires the mindset of the restless learner. Before rushing to act, leaders must first pause, unlearn the easy answers, and formulate a beautiful question.